Hello, welcome back to the vlog. Today is Thursday, February 8th. I just got home from school, well, running errands really, and today's gonna be a little bit of a fail. I was supposed to film videos today, that was my plan, but I had to stop a couple places after school, and so that on top of I just really didn't want to, and then I got home and it was dark because I had stopped places, and so it wasn't as early as I wanted to. Just the whole thing. I'm not filming today, so I'm not filming this week, which stinks, but also it just didn't work out. And it also stinks because like I wish I would have filmed yesterday, but I didn't know I needed to make stops after work today, so I could have done it yesterday, but I was like, anyway, my point being, I'm not gonna film today, which it stinks that I'm not gonna get things done, but also like I really didn't want to, so I'm kind of not that mad about it. So there we go. What I am gonna do is I think I'll get the reading journal video going because I have that filmed, but I need to do like the voiceover, so I think I might do that. And then I need to put someone's name on a pair of shoes. This is the random thing I needed to stop for after work. My cousin's cousin is getting married. I'm not related to her, but like their cousin on the other side is getting married, and so my aunt had asked if I could put cousin's married name on this pair of shoes. So they took a lot longer to get in than I was hoping for, because they were supposed to be here like Monday. They just got here today. It's Thursday. So I stopped and picked these up from like pickup from Kohl's, and then I had to go to Michael's because I didn't have the right color vinyl, so I got that going. So I think I'm gonna work on that, and I'm gonna work on video. Dinner tonight is gonna be like leftover casserole, because my new rule is anytime I make a casserole I make enough for 2 nights. So that's kind of taken care of. Not the most exciting thing ever in my life, but I don't have to cook it, and that is always the goal. So that's what I'm up to here today on this random Thursday. Yesterday, actually I was cricketing today, like here for it. I made a shirt that says J'adore with a little Mickey. I saw like a sweatshirt and it said Amore, but it had the Mickey as the O, but I was like, oh, I should do J'adore because my kids take French, and so I thought it'd be cute because, you know, they might recognize it. They can only see half the words though, letters. I didn't think that through very much, so no one noticed, but maybe next time I'll wear it without a sweater if it's warmer next week. We'll see. Also my super obnoxious Valentine's Day earrings. Today is not Valentine's Day, but it is soon, so I am dressing in anticipation of Valentine's Day. Basically, as soon as February hits, I was like, how much red and pink can I wear? And today the answer was a lot, because I'm also wearing my red pants with my pink shirt and my red and pink earrings. Actually, it's like almost the same color pink. Look at that. Anyway, yeah, so that's where we are here on this Thursday. I am quite tired this week. Very happy tomorrow is Friday, and I'm really happy it's almost the weekend, and really happy that I don't have any big plans this weekend. I do have something that just came in, so let's look at what just came in, and then we can talk about the sale that just happened. Let's talk that, and just kind of things that have been going on. Let's find some lights. Lights would be good. I placed an Amazon order the other day, not for a lot of stuff, but I didn't have a heart headband, so clearly that had to be rectified. And then I also found a heart skirt, and I was like, yes, we need that. That's the thing that needs to happen. So here is the heart skirt that I got. I haven't seen it yet. It's like a paper bag situation. With the top, it has a little like tassel too, and then like the little hearts. It does not check. It does not have pockets. If any of you are skirt makers or dress makers, there is no reason that we should not have pockets. but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can make something cute for tomorrow. So I'll try that on, check it out. This week was the TPT sale. So that is always an exciting time. Well, I guess it's hopefully an exciting time. I had a lot going on this week because of that, because I was trying to get things done, and I have just been on like a product creation kick lately, which has been really great. It feels almost like old Becca. And even though I'm here and I'm like, I have a plan and I should stick to my plan and I should do these things, the other half of me really just likes being excited about products. And so like this week I had actually someone messaged me and was like, hey, do you have this game? And I was like, no, but I could. And so I made that game, and like the next day, and then I also made like 5 other versions of the game because my mother says, why make one when you can make 10? So I made like 5 different versions, made like a whole bundle. And so like I did this whole thing like basically Monday, Tuesday, and then I uploaded them like Tuesday night. So sale started Tuesday morning, uploaded them Tuesday night, and have already sold like a bunch of them, so that's been great. But just that like flurry of stuff. And then also I had a little bit of like downtime on Wednesday. So like on Wednesday I was like creating a whole bunch of other things, and so it just has felt very like old school. Like that's how I started TPT, is just like obsessively creating products because I just have all these ideas and things I want to do. And so that's been really nice. Today I did not get any done this morning, but it's just really nice. It's probably not the best idea to just like throw the plan out the window and do something completely random, but also I've really been enjoying it this week. So that's kind of where we are with that, because you know, people ask like, you know, what do you do when you're lacking in motivation or not wanting to do things? The best thing I can tell you is find something that gets you excited. And for me, like a new product line is the most exciting thing ever, when I have like all the potential and the ideas and be like, oh, and we could do this and we could do this and we could make it this way. And like that's the part that I really enjoy. And so if I am feeling a rut, if I'm struggling, I just came out of January. January included like 3 times I had to do like conference like sessions that in front of people, including one out of town. Like I was gone for a couple days. Like January was so busy, and January is normally like a dead month. February is usually pretty chill too. And January and February like are just busy, like busy. It's very odd. I'm not sure like what the deal is this year, and I'm not sure if it's going to continue, but this month at least, like it was really busy. And so like coming out of that, feeling like I didn't get a lot done, it just has been really kind of fun to be like, let's get into creation mode and let's make some stuff. And so I ended up kind of switching my plans around for February and adding like a lot more creation stuff, especially looking towards spring and end of year kind of things, and making sure I get those up early. Also, can I just say, put your products up early. Put your products up early. It takes so much self-control, and like totally understand, to have a seasonal product and not post it because, and like not finish it, not post it because it's too close. It's top of mind because the other day I got on TPT and you know, it pops up, it's like, you know, resources you might like, or like new resources. That's what it was. It was like new resources, and somebody had posted 100th day of school activity, and y'all, our 100th day of school was 2 weeks ago. So if you are posting it and maybe it works with your schedule, like I'm assuming it's, you know, this week or next week, like very soon if you're posting it now, but like we already had it. Like we're like, that is done and over with, and we have already forgotten about the 100th day of school. So just be aware of the time and the resources and how little resources. This is what has gotten me. This is how I finally broke the habit of like posting seasonal resources when they're there. Cause usually I'm like, I just want to finish and like I have it, and so I want to post it. And now my biggest thing is you have such limited time because you do this as a side hustle and you have a full-time job. And so there's such a little tiny amount of time that you have to work on everything in the business. And so any time that you're spending on seasonal products that are already late is time that you're taking away from like actual money that can appear in the bank. Okay, because if I'm posting a 100th day resource today and half the people have already had the 100th day of school and maybe a couple people will buy it, maybe no one buys it, it doesn't sell for a whole year, like wouldn't that time have been much better spent in making a product that can sell all year round or for a season that's upcoming? So that's really what got me and what like really finally helped me to hit that, because y'all know I love a seasonal product. That really helped me like break that habit, was realizing if I spend the time to finish and post this product, even though it's not gonna sell till next year, like yeah, it'll sell next year and that's great, but I could save that and instead I could work on something else that's going to be more useful. So that's kind of how I now look at that. And so if I'm getting too close to a holiday or a season, I just nix it and I put it into a save folder. I usually will write down somewhere, like I have a list of like different seasons and things to work on, and I'll put it in the list and I'll say like next year, you know, next year in December I need to post the 100th day of school activity because it happens in January for a lot of people. So that's my spiel. Anyway, I'm gonna go find the comfiest, coziest thing that I can put on my body, and I'm gonna go work on these shoes, and I'm gonna heat up this casserole, and I'm gonna go sit on the couch and probably fall asleep on the couch at 7 o'clock because that's been my vibe lately. No, yesterday it was after 10. It was like, we've been watching Blacklist. It's the best show ever. Love it. And it was like 9:40 and another one came on, and it was right at that, like, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make through a whole one, but also it was like just a little bit too early to go to bed, and then by 10:05 I was asleep on the couch. So that's where we are. But tomorrow's Friday. And I don't have plans this weekend, so I can sleep as long as Nyla lets me, and you know, that's better than nothing. And I don't have to teach church on Sunday, which is really exciting because I have had the girl who was helping me left, so I've had a time where it's been just me. Like I was out of town and I literally had to like leave the teenagers in charge, which is a little stressful, but I mean, it's fine. And so this week, she's not new, she's been around for a long time, but she's new to children's church. She's starting, this is gonna be her first week by herself. She's been like doing it with me for a couple weeks, so that's exciting. Then I have somebody else who's starting her training at the end of the month, so those will be good. Hello, Nyla. Hello. Let's go find comfy clothes. I know you're a dog, you don't wear clothes. All right, skirt update. Here's how it looks. I'm wearing a large size. It is double lined. It has hearts. It has a nice high waist, which I am here for. I wouldn't wear it with this shirt, but it should look cute with like a white sweater or something along those lines. So I will see how I can wear it. I'll probably wear it tomorrow and next week. It's like 9:36 now. That was oddly difficult. I've been doing really well with my Cricut. I've been using a lot, so like I've gotten the hang of most things. Like that shirt I showed you that I made yesterday, I literally did it like in one take, but like, I mean, the whole thing probably took 20 minutes. And doing like the heat transfer vinyl is a multi-step process because I had to create the design, and then I had to cut it out, and then I had to weed it, and then I had to cut it, and then I had to heat transfer it. So immediately done. This was way harder than it should have been. First of all, I had a time with the name. I tried many different fonts. I kept making them the wrong size, finally got it the right font and the right size, cut it out, and I did not mirror it, so it was backwards. Finally got it sorted. Got that sorted. I had a whole time because her new last name has 2 I's in it and they kept losing the little dots. And then it just would not get on the shoes. So first of all, I got a new toy. So if you've been following my Cricut journey, very important. I got my Cricut from my mother-in-law last year for Christmas, so 2022. And then used it a couple times. Started using my iron for like heat press stuff. Ended up using that quite often, and therefore asked my husband for a heat press for my birthday, so I got that. The heat press is like this big. I mean, it's large, which is the reason why I wanted it, because the iron just like would never cover things as well. So the heat press, you can usually get like pretty much always get the whole design in one go, and so it just like applies better heat anyway. But it's so big that then I was actually what I was thinking, it's a great thing to do, is I use my heat press for my sit spots, and it's so big that I was like, that's not gonna work. I could just use my iron, but Cricut has a mini heat press, and so in comparison to everything else, they're not that expensive. So I asked for the mini heat press for Christmas. So I was like, this will be a great time to try it out, and it worked really well. It's not Bluetooth like the regular one is, but I mean, it's just like has a little button on it. I could not get it to stick to the shoes. So here was my problem. I couldn't get enough pressure inside of the shoe, because you have to like apply pressure to both sides, and so I was having a really hard time with that because, you know, it's a shoe. So I ended up sticking the little like heat press holder thing inside. I tried many things before I got to that point, but that worked best. Used a heat press like normal for like twice the time it says, which is what I usually do. Don't tell anybody. Also, don't take my advice because I don't know what I'm talking about. Then I ended up taking it off and it was still peeling up, so I put just parchment paper over the vinyl. So like I had already peeled the little plastic parts off, put the parchment paper over the vinyl, and then pressed it again, and that worked a lot better. I think with the little plastic, I think it was still sticking to the plastic, and the parchment it does not stick to, so that worked out. If you don't have a heat press, this is what you use, just like parchment paper and then the iron on the other side. So I finally got them sorted. I'm like super paranoid now that they're gonna come undone, but they feel pretty secure after many presses, many attempts. So this is Sensiere. Hope you enjoy. I have never met her, but I have often heard my cousins talk about her because she's their cousin. So anyway, my boxes, I'm going to send a picture of my aunt first, and then I'll box them up and send them tomorrow. No, I don't know what to do. It's like 9:30. So we like ate and watched a little bit of Blacklist, and then I came up to finish this project, and now it's like a weird amount of time. I did not work on that video, so I'm gonna have to get it done tomorrow, which means I will have accomplished very little today. Well, that's not true. I've accomplished many a thing, not just errands and heat pressing shoes, but also, you know, I taught all day. Not only did I teach, but I didn't have lesson plans. I've told you my planning is like some days I have legitimately nothing, and some days I have like quite a bit of planning. Like it's very sporadic. And so the last couple times I was supposed to have planning, I did not get my planning because I would have to like sub for people. And then yesterday was the day that I normally would do all my lesson planning, and I had meetings all day. Like actually they had me get a sub and I had to go to meetings all day. And so I got to school this morning and I was like, oh, I didn't write my lesson plans. I have no idea what we're doing. I mean, that's not entirely, like, you know, I know what we're learning and I know what I would like to use for that learning. The older kids especially were in the middle of a project, so I knew they were just going to finish out their project, so like that was easy. Third grade, I split them with the band teacher, so I had like half the class for the first half of the year and now I have the other half, so I already have all my lesson plans done, which is glorious because it's all done. I just have to like look at the slide and be like, oh, look what we're doing. So it's just the little kids, and thankfully the first class I had this morning was on a field trip last week, so I didn't see them, so they had missed this lesson, so I just did the normal lesson with them, and then I got it all sorted. We're doing some really fun things now. I got it all sorted. We're using the snowy day. We're using my favorite snowman movement activity. We're doing, the kindergartners are reviewing patterns in math, I guess is what patterns is, I don't know, in their homeroom class, and so we're doing patterns with movements from the book The Snowy Day. Like we're rocking and rolling. You know, keeping the beat. First grade's playing the rhythm with the egg shakers, doing an egg shaker routine to Vivaldi's Winter. Like it's great. I have to tell you that one of the best parts about teaching for many a year is that when you get to year 7, you can have fun lessons that you already know about. And so it's like, oh, well, you know, I need to teach this. Here are some things that I know that I can use to teach that. And that is the most handy thing ever. And that's really the struggle of the first and second and third year teacher, is just having like no clue what to do. And it's like, I have to teach rhythm. How do I teach rhythm? I remember trying to teach rhythm for the first time to kindergartners. I literally drew a quarter note and eighth notes on the board, and I looked at it and I looked at them and I looked at it and I looked at them and I said, we're gonna go play a game. Because I didn't even know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to, like, I knew nothing. And now it's like second nature. Like, not a big deal. So, little encouragement. If you are a newer teacher, you're struggling, there you go. Also, if you sell stuff on TPT, I cannot tell you how much of an advantage it is, because it helps so much. Because I have created all of these lessons that are really complete and really whole and really great, that I have packaged up and put on TPT. Therefore, I have all of these lessons that are really great and really whole and really complete, that I would have never put that much effort into if I wasn't selling them, if we're honest. You know, like even the one we're doing today, like we're doing this whole activity with the Snowy Day. It has a movement video. Like I created a whole full-on video, like animated, that the kids are moving along with Vivaldi's Winter. And like I created a video. I have slides for like everything you could possibly need. I have printables, like I have all these materials that I already had, and I was like, this is so glorious because it's all here. I would have never put that much effort into it if I was just doing it for my students, which sounds bad when you say it that way, but you know, you just look at things different when you're gonna sell it, because I think, what is someone else gonna need? How can I make sure I'm fulfilling lots of people's needs? How can I differentiate it? How can I make it easier? I would never make a movement video for my students. I make it because I'm like, hey, this will make it really easy for other teachers to use. And then it also makes it really easy for me to use. It is so helpful. It's so helpful. Like, I mean, even the last couple of years, I spent hours and hours and hours making slides, and this year I feel like I already have most of the slides that I need for most of the lessons that I want to teach, and rarely do I have to like make a slide. Usually I can just find it. Like I go to this lesson and I pull out these slides that I'm using today. It's so nice. It's so nice. So that's the story. Yeah, 9:45. I guess I could get in bed and read. I'm reading Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I think I like it. I have read Pride and Prejudice. It's been a while. That was the first one I read by Jane Austen a long time ago. I did like that one. I read Emma maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I did not like that one. So I went into this one like, I don't know. But it's intriguing enough that I'm like not quite sure what's going to happen so far. I'm not very far into it, but that is good because that means that I'm, you know, interested. So that's my story. I'm gonna clean this stuff up on another day. Maybe this weekend I'll clean things up. And then I got stuff to make like a Valentine's Day banner because I thought it would be cute if I could like hang up a little Valentine's Day banner. And my husband and I usually don't do Valentine's Day at all, which is fine. It's not like a thing or anything, but I thought it'd be cute if I could like hang a little banner, and then maybe I'll get him like some candy or some beef jerky. I don't know. Nothing crazy, but just, you know, I have been looking for, in general, with all of my relationships, I'm trying to get better at relationships, talking to people in general. And so I've been looking for those kind of opportunities. Like, how can I make this a little bit extra fun? A little bit extra special? And this year it's how can I make it a little extra special and also super cheap? Because I'm trying to spend like the least amount of money in February as possible. Because, you know, we have goals. And in order to hit the goals, we need to not buy a lot of stuff. I did buy that skirt from Amazon, but I wanted to spend hundreds of dollars at Lily, so, you know, here we are. Anyway, I was planning to make this like a short video, but now we're already like 20 minutes in, so let's go read and move on. I didn't have hot chocolate again. I was gonna have hot chocolate yesterday and I didn't, and then I was like, oh, I should have hot chocolate today. Yesterday I was busy working. I've worked a lot this week. It's been good. It's been good. It's part of my focus. My whole thing this year is focus and balance. So focus is like getting stuff done, doing the work, and that's kind of what I did the last 2 days in particular, really 3 days. And then the balance is cricketing shoes, watching Blacklist, playing with Nyla because she's a delight. I think we might have also decided she's an alien, but you know, neither here nor there. Anyway, I'm gonna leave my little tiny cricket. It even looks like an iron. I could have just used an iron. This is so much cuter, and this can live in my craft room. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking to you. Bye. Hello, happy Friday. I am so glad it's Friday. I am very much ready for the weekend. And one super fun thing that happens like every week is that I will be dead tired and then we hit Friday afternoon and I get like a sudden surge of energy. It's like every week. It's very strange. But so I was in the car and I was like, oh man, I should go like get home and film videos because I didn't film videos yesterday. And I actually was like feeling like filming videos, which I have not been feeling like filming videos, to be honest, which is a lot because of the lighting issues that I've been having, because it's still just not that bright out, as you can tell, and it's getting better, but it's still not quite there. But I was like, oh, I didn't film videos yesterday and I haven't been feeling like filming videos and I want to film videos, so I should do it. But here is one of the biggest things that I'm trying to work on this year is doing things at appropriate times so that I can get everything done. So my whole thing, I already told you, is like focus and balance. My whole thought is if you can focus when it's time to focus, then you can achieve that balance a lot better. So what I would love to do is right now go and like film a whole bunch of videos, but I know that what I need to do is clean the house. And that falls more under like the balance situation. But the thing is that if I don't do it today, like I'm not gonna clean over the weekend and it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And so like I know I need to clean on Fridays. We've come back to the cleaning on Fridays thing. And so I am stopping myself from going crazy. And instead we're going to clean. Actually, I think I'm gonna take the dogs on a walk first. Because one, I had actually already planned to do that because I was hoping I could get 2 walks in this week, and 2, because it is a gorgeous day outside. It has been freezing, and today it's like 65 and sunny and beautiful. I mean, the sun's setting, so it's not like super warm, but it's just so much nicer than it has been, which is ironic because I picked like all snow theme, snowball, snowman theme lessons for my classes this week because it's been so cold. Anyway, so I'll take the dogs on a walk, and then I'm going to do some cleaning, ideally the bathroom and vacuuming the house. If I have to pick one, probably the bathroom, because I'm more likely to vacuum the house on a Saturday than I am definitely not cleaning the bathroom on Saturday. So that's kind of where we're at today. So I'm making the conscious choice to employ my time well and stick to my plans to make sure that we get the things done, because this has been the problem, is not getting the things done. And then just, you know, so there's been times where like pretty much all I've been doing is working on the business, and then everything else blows up. There's been times where I'm at school constantly because I have things going on, and so everything else kind of blows up. And so I'm really trying to work on, you know, like the home tasks, so like cleaning, cooking, organizing, like those kind of things, and work and side hustle, and trying to like get them all kind of under control. So that kind of stinks because it's like I feel almost like I'm wasting a time when I feel like doing work, but I know that it's for the best. So that's where we are here on this Friday. I wore my new skirt today. Super cute, got lots of compliments on it. Go wear my new headband today, so those are great. I know it's after Valentine's Day, but I'll link them down below just in case you wanted some heart things. This headband also is very like springy, I feel like, so you could totally get away with it. Anyway, let me change and take the pups out, and I'll see you on the flip side. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna film because I'm not usually good at filming over the weekend. Also, I feel like I've talked to you a lot already, so I probably should stop talking to you at some point. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I would just like it filmed for posterity. This is 2 weeks in a row I have cooked on Friday night. I mean, not anything super fancy, but usually I don't ever cook on Fridays. Last week, we only ate out one time the entire week. It was Sunday afternoon, and we didn't do DoorDash at all. I'm not going to tell you how much we normally do eating out in DoorDash because you would never look at me the same again. But I was very proud of that. And this weekend, already starting off strong. Hello, happy Saturday. It has been quite the day. Since we talked yesterday, I got a text from my husband, said that someone had rear-ended his car, like right down the road. Of course, he's fine. He's fine. Car is probably not fine. Filed our claim with Geico since it's the weekend. You know, nothing's gonna happen until Monday, and so they have to like tow the car and see if it's worth fixing and like the whole 9 yards. But I'm gonna be honest, this is we counted them up. It's the 7th collision that this car has had. Not a single one has been his fault. All but one of them have been when he was completely dead stopped. So like this time he was completely dead stopped and someone ran into him, which has happened multiple times. Other times have been when he is sitting in a parking lot and his car is stopped and he's not even in there and people run into his car. Like, it's just insane. It's insane. And that's not including the hail damage or the time that his windshield got broken in the Bass Pro Shop parking lot. So yeah, on top of that, it's 6 years old. Actually, we know it's 6 years old because we have one more payment on it and then it was going to be paid off this month in like a couple days. But I mean, it has hundreds of thousands of miles on. Like, he drives so much because he works an hour away and then he drives for work as well, so he's driving all the time. So it was having all sorts of problems anyway. So he had actually texted me earlier today and was like talking about how he was gonna go to his dad's house this week and like check it out because it's making some weird noises and his dad's a mechanic and all that. So long story short, as we had yet another wreck, we talked a lot last night, looked at a whole bunch of things, and basically decided to cut our losses. And we're like, all right, we just need to get rid of the car. Like, we were planning to replace this car this year anyway because of all the problems, and it is older and it really needed to be replaced. Because, you know, my Kia lasted me 16 years with less miles than his did at 6 years. So anyway, looked at a bunch of different things online. He was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, car shopping online. Decided this morning, we ended up getting up, went to the rental car place to get a rental car because insurance pays for that. And so we'd have something for him to drive to work. And then went and got breakfast at Cracker Barrel. And then we went to car dealership. We ended up only going to one. I mean, we looked at a whole bunch of different ones online. Looked at a bunch of different cars there and ended up buying one. So that took like, you know, 4 or 5 hours. It takes forever to buy a car. Husband's at the grocery store. Let me make sure that we have something he's asking for. Okay. So yeah, long story short, we bought a new car today. And basically the plan is, if they repair the car, the wrecked car, we're just gonna sell it. Whatever we get for it is gonna go onto that car payment, make like an extra payment of that. And if they total it, they're supposed to send us a check for whatever it's, you know, valued out, which is probably not much, and then we'll just put that on the car. So this is the plan. Not how I thought I was gonna be spending my weekend, but I think it's gonna work out really well because he drives so much, and so it's, you know, nice for him to have a reliable car. And it was not terribly expensive, but it's a really good car, especially compared to his old one. So it is a used car, so that's kind of nice as well, because you know, miss that new car hit that you get as soon as you drive it off the dealership. So that was my day. It was long. If you have never like bought a car at a dealership, it is a process. But we're on the other side. We have a new car, and you know, we're good. So we drove back. I drove the rental car back from like an hour away where we went to look at cars, and then realized when I got to the neighborhood, I was like, I don't have my car. So he stopped by, picked me up, we went and got my car, and then he went to the grocery store to pick up a couple things for dinner tonight. And I came to let the dogs out. So we're gonna have cheeseburgers and elote dip, which is like Mexican street corn, but like as a dip with chips. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I love elote. Cannot wait. So that's what's happening tonight, and maybe a hot tub dip, maybe some reading, lots of chilling, church tomorrow, and I don't have to teach. I'm really excited about the not having to teach thing. So, okay, I'm gonna go have fun. See you tomorrow. Hello, happy Sunday. I looked really cute about 5 minutes ago, but I forgot I was filming, and so I just went ahead and changed before I came and talked to you. Like a nice really bright pink dress for Valentine's Day. That was cute. Anyway, but today is Sunday. Yesterday we did a lot of chilling after we got home. Today went to church. I was so excited because someone else was teaching children's church today, so I still like wrote the lessons and got everything prepared, but I didn't have to do the actual lesson. And I was supposed to not have to be in there. And the teenager who was supposed to be in there, I had sent many a text, and even her friend who was there, but she was in the nursery, also texted her, and she said she was coming. She never showed up. And then afterwards I saw her mom and I asked where she was, and come to find out apparently her phone has been taken, and so dad had her phone, and so she did not know that she was supposed to be back there. I mean, it is on like a, you know, this is your week each month, so she should have known. But, you know, teenagers, that's why I always text them to remind them. They didn't show up. So I got to hang out in church anyway, which I mean is fine. It just means I'll be there many, many, many weeks straight. Lesson went well. We talked about Jesus is the bread of life. Talked about the Israelites and the manna from heaven, did a bread minute to win it game that they just thought was the greatest thing. So it was a good time. Went and had lunch with husband today, and then we went to a couple stores specifically because I'm looking for some shoes for a wedding next weekend. My brother-in-law is getting married, so probably before I even get this video posted. But he's getting married. I'm not in the wedding, but I, you know, am gonna be there, and since I am family, you know, I end up in pictures, so I do want to look nice. So last night I decided which outfit I was wearing. I didn't buy anything new. I just am gonna wear a dress that I already have, but I don't have, that's not true. I was gonna say I don't have any shoes. I do have a pair of shoes that would work really well that I have worn with this dress, but it's an outdoor wedding and it may or may not rain, and these shoes are not getting rained on. So we went to look for some, and I think I'm gonna order some off Amazon. So I'm down to, because I didn't see anything I liked, I'm down to these, which are like $100, which I mean isn't terrible, but isn't fabulous either. But they're cute, and I like that they're shiny as opposed to like sparkly. And then there's these, which I feel are a little bit fancier, and they're like real cheap. They're probably terrible, but the reviews are really good. They're like 30 bucks. And then these are kind of in the middle. They're like $60, but I like that they have a little heel to them, and I think these might be the winner. I feel like these are the ones, because I feel like I would wear this a lot. There are many occasions that I could wear gold shoes, and I feel like those I would wear quite a bit more than the others. I don't think I want the enclosed ones. So either the shiny slingbacks or those heels. It's kind of what I'm in between. But I do need to order them like today because, you know, wedding this weekend. So even though it's Amazon, you know, you want to get it in ASAP. So anyway, my plan for now, it's like 4 o'clock. It is Super Bowl Sunday. We are not doing anything for the Super Bowl. I mean, I think we might put it on the TV, but listen, if you're into football, that's awesome. I could not care less. Like legitimately, at all. At all. At all. I couldn't even tell you who's playing. Like, I know that Taylor Swift's boyfriend is on one of the teams. I couldn't even tell you which team it is. I do not care. So we're not going to like a Super Bowl party or any of that, even though those are fun and like I've been in the past, but this year we're just like, no, let's not. Especially because we were out all day yesterday. So we may or may not put it on. We're just gonna chill at home and eat some leftovers and call it a night. Hang out with the Nyla, she'll appreciate that. Right now though, I'm gonna go and just like get my planning done, get the laundry done, those kind of things. So right now is like planning. I already have laundry going. And then, oh, and I need to go make sure my video published. Because it's uploaded, I just need to, Nyla, I see you. I'm petting you right now. Hush. She's so needy. Let's make some coffee. let's do some planning, and then we'll see what time it is after that is sorted, and we can kind of talk through how I'm planning my week to ensure that I have my focus time and my balance time. We can chat. See, I'm trying to be better about having like a theme. It'll probably only last for this video, but for this video, we'll have a theme. So glasses are on. Let's do this. Okay, coffee's acquired. This is my sort of Valentine. And we're gonna get started. I haven't been doing a weekly review, but I think I want to do one today because I kind of miss it. So a weekly review is just where you go through and kind of go like, okay, what did I do well this week? What did I not do well this week? And then what you want to like keep, change, start, and stop for the next year or next week. And it's a really good way to like really keep on top of your tasks and your habits. And I want to give a little thought right now. I was thinking about this morning. It's now February. If I get this out in February, it might even be March by the time I get this out, but it's February. And listen, friends, when it's January, it's easy to go and do all the new things because it's like, oh, it's January, I want to do this and I want to do this, and it's yeah, it's difficult, but you have this motivation and you have all these things that you're excited about, and it seems fun and it seems exciting, and so it's not that hard. And then February rolls around, and in February, that's when things actually get hard. But the thing is, when the motivation wears off and things are getting hard, the people who succeed in whatever it is that they want to succeed at are the people who stick to their guns in February and in March and in April, and who keep going and don't let up. So especially if you've started something new in January, if you have a new habit, a new schedule, any of those kind of things, especially those habit goals, keep going, because the only way you're going to achieve them and make them actual habits is if you keep going. But if you quit, you're not ever going to accomplish anything you want to do. And so I had that pep talk with myself this morning because I have certain things that I want to do and certain things I want to get done. And that's what I told myself. I was like, listen, Becca, anyone can do something for January, but not everyone can stick to it in February and in March when things get hard and you don't want to anymore. So that's kind of what I'm looking at as I'm going into the next week, making sure I'm like really sticking my guns this week. This week's a little bit weird. I know that I have a couple things going on, which we'll talk about in a second because that's part of my process. But yeah, it's my inspiration. I'm gonna put that on the gram as well today. So yeah, one of my things is I want to move back into my office because I've been doing a lot of work on my couch, which isn't the worst thing ever, but I like to work in my office, especially in the morning, because one, I have my office, two, it just kind of gives you that like separation of like when it's time to relax, when it's time to work, and three, I just got my cart all set up and I put the thing on top of it so I can use it like as more space because my little teeny tiny end table just wasn't cutting it. So then I can have all my stuff. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been like inspired to do like a drawing or something in the morning and I don't have the stuff I want. So now I'm gonna have all my stuff. Because that's one of my things this year. More art. More fun. More art. More reading. More journaling. Those kind of things. And y'all, it has been monumentally life-changing. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal because like I already journal and I read and I, you know, take baths and I like, you know, I do things that are like relaxing and things that are, you know, kind of like that. But I cannot tell you how much better I have felt this year so far, this like first, what, 6 weeks now, because I have been really prioritizing like getting my mind right And so I've been doing all those things. So I've been, every morning I read my Bible. 3, 4, 5 times a week I'm writing in my journal. I am using my bullet journal every single day, using a planner every single day. I am like hanging out on the couch in the evening and I'm like drawing things, and I'm going and, you know, taking baths and reading, which I always did anyway. Like just a few little shifts to kind of prioritizing those like mentally restful and also like mind clearing activities. That's kind of the biggest thing for me, is like the calming my mind down and clearing out my mind with all the clutter. It has been so nice, and I can't even express it. Give me a week and I'll write about it in my journal, and then I'll be able to express it better. But it has been so helpful. So helpful. And like I already did some of it, but I've just like really amped it up this year and like really focused on it, and it is so great. So great. And I actually look forward to getting up in the morning, especially like, so 3 days a week I work out, and then 2 days a week I get up and I just journal like first thing, and then sometimes I journal on the other days as well, but always those two, and then usually on Saturdays is, and then sometimes throughout on the other days too, but I don't have like assigned journal times the other days. And those days when I'm like, oh, tomorrow I get to get up and I get to write in my journal, I'm like so excited for it. It's so dumb, but I'm so excited for it. It's just so nice. Anyway, let's get to weekly review preview situation. Okay, so I went through a little review and I just wrote down a couple of things that like I did well last week and a couple that I did not do well last week. In case you're curious, things that I write down. I did really well with my morning routine, not on Friday, but the other days I did really well. We didn't order DoorDash at all. Didn't eat out very much. We ate out yesterday and today. Like yesterday for breakfast and today for lunch. But twice in a week is very good for us. I even had some time this week where I was using my Cricut, which is like part of my balance situation. So that's like, you know, having, you know, enjoying myself, having hobbies outside of work. Things I need to do a little bit better was sticking to plans, because I kind of threw the plan out the window when I had a really good idea and then I ignored the plan. I don't regret it, but I should be a little better about sticking to the plans. And then leaving a little bit earlier. I have a goal this year to leave with enough time to get to school 15 minutes early. So my plan basically is to leave 45 minutes before I have to clock into school, but the idea of I want to be there 30 minutes early, but I don't want to base it off of what time I get there, because that's so traffic heavy. And so what I'm basing it off of is what time I get in my car. I don't think I left on time anytime this week. I was at school on time, but not where I wanted to be, because I just want to be a little bit earlier to kind of get myself together. And so that then, because there's some days that like the traffic is really bad for some reason, and so if I leave earlier, then, you know, it's not as big of a deal. So those are like my two big things for next week. So I just write down a couple things, and then what I do is I make a little preview page. I think I have a video about my planning system. That's the wrong page. I think I made a video about my planning system last year, because I've been doing this. I did it for all of 2023. I started in January, and then into here. So I'm gonna write my top 3 most important things I want to do this week here. This is kind of like events and reminders. So this week that'll be brother-in-law's getting married, and then the days over here, and I just write down like I have choir on Monday, and I know I'm staying after school Wednesday and Thursday, and so like things like that, so that I can remember. And then these are tasks for the week. So the top one is business tasks, and then the bottom one is household or other like fun things. That's where I put things like last week I wrote that I want to make my Valentine's Day shirt, and I wanted to walk the dogs and practice my choir music and like that kind of stuff. So just a variety. I'm trying out, I usually use a whole page per day, but I'm trying out a half a page per day instead. So each day I do my top 3 things, and then this is events, what I'm eating for dinner, what I read my Bible, and my weight. All goes in this little square right here. And then this is all of my other to-do tasks other than the most important things, because not everything is the most important, but other things still have to get done, which, y'all, I've had like a whole planner thing, like trying to find the right planner for myself. And that was my biggest thing. It was some were like, you know, everything gets lumped into everything, and then some were like, you know, they only give you space for 3 things. And I'm like, but there's so many more important things. Now, what I'm checking when I do my preview, I look at a couple of things. So first of all, I look at the calendar and I look for anything that's going on this week. And I also just kind of like make sure I look at next week and see what's going to be important. This week's going to be real busy because, like I said, I have choir Monday, staying after school Wednesday and Thursday for musical rehearsal. And then my brother-in-law is getting married, so rehearsal, dinner on Friday, wedding on Saturday. So quite a bit going on, but there's also an e-learning day on Friday and a planning day on Monday. So the kids will be kind of off for 2 days, and that'll be nice. I always check my goals just to like look at them, make sure that I'm reading through them. I do look at them every day in the morning, but I try to like actually look through and be like, okay, this is what I'm going after, because I want to just make sure that I know those. I'm not one of those like write them down every day kind of people, but that's okay. I thought she was standing on my computer. And then I check my quarterly goals. So these are like quarterly plans, things I want to do, and then I check my monthly plan. So if you missed my bullet journal setup, here it is. It's like a very girly Jane Austen inspired situation. So look through like my content. I put a content planner in here, which I think I'm going to continue to do. So look through that. I might next year make like a master list with this, because that might be really helpful. And then I look through like my goals for the month and tasks for the month, and then I went back to the weeks, but I made them smaller. I have a box for each week, and so I look at things that I had in there. So like this week it says I need to do my centers funnel, and then I need to work on write the room treble clef activities. So those are 2 things that are going to go into my plans for this week, as well as updating bundles, which I was supposed to do last week, but I did not. So those are things I'm going to put into my preview, as well as like content I need to make and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to write those things down. And then I'll add a couple things to my dailies. I used to plan a lot. I have come to not doing as much. I usually just plan the things that I know for sure are going to happen that day. Like if the trash has to go out on Tuesday because it gets taken up on Wednesday. So I'm going to write these things down, and that's pretty much it, honestly. I don't really have anything else. I try to keep it fairly simple so that it's very easy. Hello. How many walks would you like to go on this week? Which day should we go on a walk? I think it's gonna have to be Monday. I think that might be the only day we have available. Can we go on a walk tomorrow? You are standing on my leg. That's not comfy. So now, since this year, I'm working on focus and balance, which to me is like being productive, getting a lot of stuff done, getting the house sorted, and also not losing my mind. On my preview page, once I've figured out like what's going on this week, so I can see I've got a lot going on this week. I'm staying after school 2 days. I've got rehearsal, dinner, and wedding, and like things like that going on. That tells me I need to limit the amount of things I can do, which that is monumental to me. Is just like making sure that I don't plan too much. And then in my little like bottom section where I write out home things, on one side I write down like productive things. So I need to finish a lesson for church on Sunday, and I need to take the dogs on a walk, and I need to practice my choir song. So there's like productive-y things. I need to vacuum. Those kind of things are out there. And then on the other side, it's more of the like fun things. So I have like make a Valentine's Day banner and write some notes, and I need to order those shoes, and so things that are a little more like fun. And so usually I'll put on there like take a bath, or you know, different things like that to just remind me to do those things. And then also I try to have something specific, so like making Valentine's Day banner this year, this month, this week is a specific thing that I can do. And so just having those kind of things and really thinking through them at the beginning of the week is really monumental when you're looking at trying to get things done but not lose your mind. All right, the last part of my weekly planning session, which is new this year. I talked a lot about how we've been really trying to order less, eat out less, eat at home more, and so this has been super helpful. This is from Erin Condren. It's a little like insert to my planner, which my planner is just a notebook from Erin Condren, just because I like Erin Condren. And so it's like a meal planner, so it just has all the days. You could also just write this out, but what I like about this is it serves two purposes. One is I can put all the meals on it. Two is it snaps into my planner, so I snap it onto this week so that that way it kind of like sticks above, which I'll show you in a second, or I can show you right now. Let's do that. So I just snap it into my notebook. And then it just sticks a little bit above, as you can see. And so then it holds my place. So when I close my notebook, I can just easily go to the right one. So I have this front one is sticky notes, and then the second tab is my meal planner, and so that way I have it on the correct week. And it's a wet erase on, I mean, I think it's just really thick lamination, but it's a wet erase. It also has a shopping list on the back, but I don't use that. So you just write down like what your plans are to eat. So Monday I have Ikantori choir, so I'll probably eat like oatmeal, and then Tuesday we're gonna do shrimp parmesan. We already decided these, so I don't have to come up with them now. Wednesday, shrimp tacos. And then Thursday, I want to do pulled pork, but I asked in my Kroger pickup for it last week and they didn't have it. So if that doesn't work, then we'll just have to have some other kind of something. And then Friday, we have a rehearsal dinner. And Saturday, there's the wedding, so we don't need dinners those nights. And then Sunday will be next week's problem. So obviously if you need to plan more, like you could totally fit more than, you know, one item on there if you need breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or lunch and dinner or whatever. And then there's like a shopping list on the back, but I find that really handy, and it forces me to make sure that I actually do make a plan for every day, and then I know what the plans are for those days. So that's kind of my little system for getting things done. It is quite a bit later now, 5:30, so I'm going to just kind of like get some other things situated, maybe get a video situated, and just kind of piddle around until it's time to eat some dinner. We're just having like leftovers tonight, so that is the plan. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.